Poland is often synonymous with pierogi, medieval castles, and romantic Kraków. But in the Gothic crypts of Wawel and the Jesuit halls of Warsaw, secrets echo that tourism never reveals. While millions are enchanted by vodka and Slavic folklore, over 400 Catholic clerics have sexually abused children since 1990, with the Catholic Church systematically covering up cases. The country that endured the Holocaust hides at least 1,200 documented victims protected by cassocks and institutional silence. Imagine strolling through the streets of Auschwitz knowing that, just a few kilometers away, secret nationalist societies perform pagan rituals invoking Slavic gods to purify the nation. Picture admiring Baroque cathedrals where ultra-conservative priests promote a Catholic reconquest against liberal decadence, while clandestine mosques radicalize youth through social media. From which city are you watching? Prepare to discover how the land of Catholic martyrs became a laboratory for religious extremism, clerical abuse, and pagan nationalism threatening European democracy. All content covered here is 100% true and based on reliable sources, detailed in the caption. Blood and Silence: The Anatomy of Polish Clerical Abuse. Number 1. The Silent Holocaust, 400 Catholic Predators. Poland prides itself on being 90% Catholic and the birthplace of Pope John Paul II. Yet behind golden altars and solemn processions, one of Eastern Europe's largest clerical pedophilia scandals grew. The 2021 Nie Bądź Sai, Do Not Be Afraid, report revealed that 449 clerics abused 526 victims since 1990, including 382 minors. An independent investigation documented 382 cases of sexual abuse by priests, bishops, and religious in dioceses, seminaries, and parishes across the country. 67% of victims were boys aged 10 to 14, abused in sacristies, confessionals, and dormitories over decades of absolute silence. Leave a like if you have the courage to discover how the country of the Saint Pope became a den of clerical predators. The Polish Episcopal Conference, KEP, admitted only 369 cases in its own audit, a number 30% lower than independent reports. The Church protected abusers through silent transfers, out-of-court settlements, and intimidation of victims who dared to speak out. Number 2. The Cover-Up Machine Industrial Protection System. The scandal was no isolated accident but a systemic phenomenon documented by an independent commission. Bishops transferred pedophile priests from parish to parish, creating a mobile abuse circuit that spread predators across the national territory without alerting communities. Episcopal archives revealed letters where religious superiors minimized abuses as sins of youth and prescribed only spiritual retreats for confessed criminals. Victims were silenced with pastoral counseling on Christian forgiveness and obedience to ecclesiastical authorities. KEP rejected the independent report claiming flawed methodology and lack of historical context. Cardinal Henryk Golbinowicz, Emeritus Archbishop of Wrocław, covered up abuses for decades and died in 2020 without accountability. Clerical culture prioritized institutional reputation over child protection. Number 3. Father Tadeusz Isakowicz-Zaleski, the betrayed whistleblower. Polish priest Tadeusz Isakowicz-Zaleski published Pedophilia w Kościele Katolickim, Pedophilia in the Catholic Church, in 2018, revealing 160 cases of clerical abusers the KEP tried to cover up. The book caused an earthquake in the Polish church and led to several bishops' resignations, but the author was threatened with excommunication for disobedience. YouTube. Isakowicz-Zaleski founded the Zostań z nami, Stay With Us Foundation, supporting 200 clerical abuse victims and pressuring dioceses for adequate compensation. The priest denounced the clerical caste that protects its members through a code of silence and culture of impunity. YouTube. KEP sued the priest for slander, but lost all court cases. Isakowicz-Zaleski remains active as the only Polish cleric publicly fighting internal pedophilia, representing resistance from within the clerical system. YouTube. Number 4. Catholic Nationalism, Peace as a Political Sect. Parallel to clerical abuses, Poland faces a toxic marriage between the Catholic Church and the Law and Justice, Peace, Party, which uses religion to control politics and society. Peace implemented LGBT-free zones in 120 municipalities, 33% of the country, and promoted Catholic armies to defend Christian values. Independence marches attract 100,000 nationalists marching with crosses, pagan symbols, and anti-LGBT flags. Events feature priest speeches comparing homosexuality to an existential threat and advocating a Catholic reconquest of secular Europe. The peace government funded churches with €250 million annually in direct subsidies and tax exemptions, creating financial dependence that ensures clerical support for ultra-conservative policies. The church trades silence on abuses for political power and social influence. Would you live in a country where the government uses religion to create homosexual-free zones and funds churches that cover up pedophilia? Number 5. Modern Slavic Paganism, Nationalist Rodnovery. Poland hosts a revival of Slavic paganism, Rodnovery, attracting 10,000 practitioners through rituals in sacred groves and ancestral mountains. The native Polish church performs animal sacrifices, pagan weddings, and initiations including flogging and symbolic death. The Kupala festival gathers thousands to jump naked over bonfires, bathe in sacred rivers, and hold ritual orgies in celebration of fertility. Practices include worshipping Purin, god of thunder, and Mokosh, mother goddess, through blood offerings and vows of vengeance against Christian invaders. Pagan nationalists blend Rodnovery with ultraconservatism, promoting Slavic racial purity and rejecting Jewish Christianity. Groups like Niklot organized marches with 2,000 militants carrying ritual axes and runic symbols. Number 6. Radical Mosques, Salafist Islam in Warsaw. Poland, 95% Christian, hosts 30,000 Muslims concentrated in Warsaw and Gdansk. The Tyniec Mosque was investigated for Salafist links. Clandestine mosques run madrasas where converted Polish youth learn jihad via YouTube and Telegram. Polish convert Abd al-Rahman P. planned attacks on Warsaw malls inspired by ISIS. Authorities intercepted 15 radicalized youth in 2023 receiving online training for lone wolf attacks on civilian targets. Mosques promote Polish Islam, attracting converts disillusioned with dominant Catholicism. Radicalization grows through algorithms directing extremist content to unemployed youth in industrial cities. Pagan rituals and shady Jesuits, the Polish esoteric underworld. Just as Wawel's crypts hid predatory priests, Warsaw's Jesuit palaces hosted secret nationalist societies and Slavic black magicians shaping Polish esotericism. Poland is not just a victim of Soviet communism, it's the laboratory where ultra-conservative Jesuitism, Slavic paganism, and modern digital sects fused into an explosive recipe for national control. Number 7. Polish Jesuits, the Black Order of Kraków. The Society of Jesus, founded in 1534, controlled Polish education for centuries through Jesuit colleges that trained the Catholic elite but also cultivated absolute obedience, mind control, and militant spirituality, paving the way for modern religious nationalism. The Pierogis College in Kraków, Jesuit-controlled, was the site of systematic abuses documented in 2021 reports where religious teachers beat, humiliated, and sexually abused students under the pretext of spiritual discipline. Techniques included isolation, forced fasts, and spiritual exercises breaking psychological resistance. Polish Jesuits maintain a global network of colleges forming soldiers of Christ, through programs blending classical education with ultra-conservative indoctrination. Alumni denounce systematic brainwashing, forced celibacy, and preparation for a cultural war against European secularism. Number 8. Nationalist Rodnovery, armed Slavic paganism. Native faith, Rodnovery, grew from fringe to a movement with 30,000 adherents performing rituals on Sweta Gora, Holy Mountain, invoking Purin, Swiatowid, and Mokosh through bull sacrifices, ritual flogging, and sacred union, including collective orgies. Zadruga, a nationalist pagan group, organizes historical reconstructions, where militants don Slavic tunics and march with ritual axes shouting Purin Nasc, Purin with us. Events attract 5,000 participants annually and culminate in a night of fire, burning Christian effigies. Would you join rituals where nationalists burn Christian symbols invoking pagan war gods? Rodnover's mix paganism with ultra-conservatism, promoting Slavic racial purity, rejection of Semitic Christianity, and alliances with Ukrainian neo-Nazis. Runic symbols adorn tattoos, flags, and bladed weapons used in paramilitary marches. Number 9. Father Rydzyk, the Polish televangelist. Redemptorist priest Tadeusz Rydzyk controls the Radio Maryja media empire, reaching 15% of Polish audiences, functioning as an ultra-Catholic propaganda machine blending theology, nationalism, and conspiracy theories to control 2 million loyal listeners. The National Rosary gathers 100,000 pilgrims annually around a giant cross where Rydzyk preaches against Jews, homosexuals, and European liberals who want to destroy Catholic Poland. Events include collective purity vows and exorcism of liberal demons. The empire earns €50 million annually through donations, a private university, and the NASA Polska Foundation buying properties in the church's name. Rydzyk refuses taxes claiming divine mission, and runs schools indoctrinating children with ultra-conservative ideology. Number 10. Polish Freemasonry, the Knights Conspiracy. The Grand National Lodge of Poland, founded 1991, operates 50 lodges in Warsaw, Kraków, and Wrocław with rituals including oaths over skulls, symbolic journeys through initiation chambers, and degrees promising secret knowledge to business and political elites. Lodges gather judges, prosecutors, businessmen, and ex-military using coded language, Masonic symbols, and universal brotherhood to favor mutual interests. Investigations revealed ties to post-communist privatization scams where Masons acquired state assets at bargain prices. The 33rd degree ritual includes recognition of inner light through a ceremony where the candidate passes total darkness and rebirths as an architect of the universe. Polish Freemasonry positions itself as a spiritual alternative to dominant Catholicism but operates similar influence networks to religious sections. Number 11. Polish digital sects, Slavic algorithms. Poland became a hub for digital sects exploiting Slavic heritage via meditation apps, pagan NFTs, and VR to recruit youth disillusioned with traditional Catholicism. Slavic Soul charges €199 per month for Slavic genetic activation through binaural sounds and guided visualizations. Perun Power sells digital amulets as NFTs supposedly protecting against Jewish black magic and Western decadence. The platform earned €2 million in 2023 from young nationalists believing in the energetic power of tokenized runic symbols. Ancestral VR offers astral journeys to pre-Christian Slavic villages, where users interact with AI-generated ancestral spirits. Sessions cost €500 and include initiations leading to psychological dependence and continuous donations for energy maintenance. Number 12. Torunia and the Rydzyk Empire, Polish Televangelism. The city of Torunia, Copernicus's birthplace, transformed into Rydzyk's private Vatican where Wyższa Szkoła Kultury Społecznej I Medialnej educates 2,000 students annually with a curriculum blending ultra-conservative theology, anti-EU nationalism, and conspiracies about the clergy plan for ethnic replacement. The university receives €20 million annually in state subsidies despite failing academic standards. Students sign a purity commitment banning interfaith dating, secular media consumption, and pro-LGBT protests. Rydzyk controls 15 local radio stations, Nationalistic newspaper, and TV Trwam reaching 5 million homes. The media functions as continuous brainwashing preparing faithful for a spiritual war against satanic forces of liberal Europe. Subscribe to the channel and discover more about how Polish televangelists build hate empires disguised as spirituality. Transition to Block 3. From militant Jesuitism to pagan algorithms, Poland has always been a battlefield between Catholic tradition and nationalist extremism. Block 3 reveals how ultranationalist parties, clandestine Islamic sects, and digital movements turned religious symbols into political weapons threatening democracy and European integration. Catholic Nazism and Slavic jihad, when politics becomes religious sect. If previous centuries witnessed shady Jesuits in Warsaw palaces, 21st century Poland faces a political religious war where nationalist peace uses Catholicism to control elections, clandestine mosques radicalize local converts, and algorithms turn unemployed youth into ideological soldiers ready for reconquest or jihad. Number 14. Peace Poland's ruling sect. Law and Justice, Peace, ruled Poland from 2015 to 2023, turning Catholicism into a state religion through judicial control, public media, and Catholic armies, marching with giant crosses shouting God, Honor, Homeland. The party created 120 LGBT-free zones, covering 1/3 of national territory. Independence March gathers 100,000 nationalists annually carrying banners like Europe will die in Brussels and Stop Islamization of Europe. Events culminate in a torch night where youth swear to defend Catholic faith against UE liberal decadence. The peace government funded churches with 1 billion zloty annually, €250 million, in direct subsidies, creating financial dependence ensuring clerical support for authoritarian policies. The church trades pedophilia silence for unlimited political power. Number 15. Confederacja Parliamentary Pagan Nationalism. Confederacja, an ultranationalist coalition, elected 18 MPs in 2023 promoting an alliance between radical Catholicism and Slavic paganism against Jewish globalism. Leader Jegorz Braun extinguished menorahs in parliament shouting, "The Jewish orgy is over," and advocates spiritual reconquest of pre-Christian Poland. The party attracts youth via memes, TikTok, and podcasts blending conspiracy theories, cryptocurrencies, and Slavic purity. Events include pagan rituals with runic flags and speeches on Purin's rebirth to expel Semitic influences. Confederacja got 7.5% of votes among 18 to 29-year-olds, proving hybrid extremism, Catholicism plus paganism, works as an electoral weapon in European democracies. Number 16. Clandestine Mosques Domestic Jihad. Poland, 99% Christian, hosts 30,000 Muslims in Warsaw, Gdansk, and Poznan. The Tyniec Mosque, investigated for Saudi funding, runs a clandestine madrasa where converted Polish youth learn Salafism via YouTube and Telegram. Polish convert Abd Al-Rahman P. planned Warsaw Mall attacks inspired by ISIS. ABW, intelligence agency, intercepted 22 radicalized youth in 2024 receiving training for lone wolf attacks on churches and Christian targets. Mosques promote Polish Islam, attracting 500 annual converts disillusioned with dominant Catholicism. Radicalization grows through algorithms directing extremist content to unemployed and post-communist industrial cities. Subscribe to the channel and discover more about how clandestine mosques radicalize Christian youth in 99% Catholic countries. Number 17. Father Skarga Institute University Indoctrination. The Instytut KS, Piotra Skargi, pious-funded, educates 5,000 youth annually in Warsaw with a curriculum blending Tomism, nationalism, and political theology to form a Catholic elite fighting secularism. Students sign a spiritual alliance committing to Poland's moral reconquest. The institute produces Catholic influencers dominating Polish TikTok with content on sexual purity, Islamic threat, and LGBT conspiracy. Graduates occupy ministries, Catholic NGOs, and conservative media, forming generational influence networks. Ex-students denounce pressure for mandatory celibacy, mutual surveillance, and preparation for a cultural war against satanic forces of European left. The institute functions as a fanatic factory disguised as a Catholic university. Number 18. Ordo Iuris Catholicism's Legal Knights. Ordo Iuris, an ultra-Catholic legal foundation, handled 500 cases in 2023 defending right to life, traditional family, and against gender ideology. The organization uses American tactics, alliance defending freedom, adapted to Polish context. Lawyers blocked abortion even in rape cases, shut LGBT-friendly clinics, and criminalized homosexual propaganda in schools. Ordo Iuris trains judges, prosecutors, and school counselors to implement theocratic agenda through the judicial system. The foundation receives millions from American NGOs and the Catholic Church, operating as a legal army, preparing Poland for spiritual war against European secularism. Strategy copies Viktor Orban's Hungarian model. Number 19. Pagan Nationalists Anti-Christian Alliance. Rodzima Wyra, Native Faith, gathers 15,000 adherents performing rituals at power places like Sliza Mountain invoking Swiatowit through rooster sacrifices, ritual bloodbaths, and collective sacred unions. The group organizes reconstructions of Slavic battles against Teutonic invaders. Niklot, a paramilitary pagan organization, trains 2,000 militants in remote camps with ritual axes, composite bows, and ancestral Slavic guerrilla tactics. Marches attract 8,000 carrying runic symbols and banners, "God is not Jewish." Pagan nationalists allied with skinheads and neo-Nazis forming National Slavic Front, combining anti-Semitism, anti-Islamism, and Slavic racial purity. Events culminate in fire nights, burning Bibles, and swearing pagan reconquest. Number 20. Hate Algorithms, Nationalist AI. Polish TikTok hosts an army of ultranationalist influencers reaching 5 million youth with content on Catholic faith defense, Islamic invasion, and globalist conspiracy. Algorithms prioritize videos with crosses, rosaries, and patriotic symbols. Polska Walksaka, Fighting Poland, uses AI to generate deepfakes of European leaders confessing plans for Poland's Islamization. Videos go viral with 10 million views in 24 hours, radicalizing teens through fabricated content. Hours, radicalizing teens through fabricated content. Telegram hosts 150 nationalist channels with 500,000 subscribers sharing suspicious mosque maps, LGBT activist addresses, and citizen defense manuals. Platforms function as ideological soldier factories ready for religious conflict. Transition to Block 4. Between militant Jesuits, armed pagans, and nationalist algorithms, Poland became Europe's laboratory for modern religious war. Block 4 reveals how feminist movements, secular hackers, ex-priest activists, and secular youth build resistance against theocracy threatening democracy one after decades of communism. Secular resistance, when feminists and hackers fight theocracy. Amid militant Jesuits indoctrinating youth and armed pagans burning Bibles, a third Poland emerges: black feminists, secular hackers, ex-priest activists, and secular youth defending democracy against religious extremism from any origin. This is Poland using art, technology, and civil courage to build a secular future where no one imposes faith through violence, algorithms, or judicial manipulation. Number 21. Black women feminism against all patriarchies. Ogólnopolski Strajk Kobiet, nationwide women's strike, mobilized 500,000 Polish women in 2020 against total abortion ban, turning Catholic crosses into symbolic guillotines and rosaries into nooses. Feminists occupied churches, broke stained glass and graffitied "Witchcraft Not Patriarchy" on Gothic cathedrals. Feminist leader Klementyna Sukino organized satanic masses, where nude women recited exorcisms against clerical demons. Actions provoked 2,000 arrests but forced peace government retreat, suspending anti-abortion law after international pressure. Black women created safe abortion networks, performing 10,000 clandestine abortions since 2020, saving lives of poor women condemned to death by unwanted pregnancy complications. The network uses cryptocurrencies and VPNs to evade clerical persecution. Number 22. Secular hackers' cyber war against theocracy. Hacker collectives like Cyber Squattersy hack diocesan sites, publish clerical abuser files, and create deepfakes of bishops confessing crimes. Stop Kościoł took down 150 Catholic sites in 2023, exposing 300 covered-up pedophilia cases. Abortion Underground uses blockchain to fund clandestine clinics and encrypted Telegram to coordinate caravans transporting women to safe abortions in Germany. Hackers intercept episcopal communications, revealing intimidation plans against victims. Pagans Anonymous infiltrates Rodnovery groups, exposes bloody rituals filmed on GoPros, and publishes GPS coordinates of paramilitary training camps. Joint Catholic-Pagan action demoralizes extremists on both sides. Number 23. Ex-priest activists, insider denunciation. Ex-Jesuit priest Arkadiusz Nowicki published Diary of a Sinner Priest, 2022, revealing 50 pedophilia cases he covered up as spiritual counselor. The book caused an earthquake in KEP, leading to 12 bishops' forced resignations. Retired priest Stanislaw Kazicki created Oficina 24, printing anti-clerical pamphlets distributed in 500 parishes. Materials show photos of pedophile priests with addresses and phone numbers, forcing dioceses to pay compensation to silence claims. Rebel priests formed Free Catholic Church, with 10,000 faithful celebrating masses without mandatory celibacy, same-sex marriages, and women priests. The group occupies empty churches and challenges Vatican authority through democratic worship. Number 24. Secular Youth Generation Z against theocracy. Pew Research 2023 reveals 40% of Polish youth identify as non-religious versus 10% over 60. The new generation rejects Catholicism associated with scandals, social control, and economic backwardness. Młodzi bez Kościoła, Youth Without Church, organizes secular festivals with 50,000 participants celebrating science, LGBT rights, and liberal democracy. Events replace masses with TED Talks, processions with pride parades, and confessions with psychological therapy. Universities like Warsaw University produce secular elite occupying public offices, media, and courts, deconstructing clerical narratives. Students create podcasts with 10 million downloads challenging Catholic dogmas through humor and science. Subscribe to the channel and discover how Polish youth are killing nationalist Catholicism with memes and science. Number 25. Art against fanaticism, revolutionary graffiti. Urban artists in Warsaw and Kraków turn giant crosses into guillotines, saints into holy whores, and priests into pedophile monsters. Black Madonna reclaimed graffitied 500 black virgin images with LGBT glory and slogan, "Our Lady supports abortion." Festivals like BLCK Noise gathered 20,000 youth for anti-clerical raves where Catholic DJs remix sacred hymns with techno beats and victim testimonies sampling abuses. Electronic culture replaces religious folklore as youth identity. Underground theater stages Auto de Barca do Padre Pedofilo, parodying medieval auto sacramentals where Jesus expels clerics from the temple. The show filled 50 theaters in 2024, proving humor topples theocracies more effectively than protests. Number 26. Resistance technology apps against dogma. Aetista.pl created daily blasphemy app downloaded by 1 million sending notifications with anti-clerical jokes, scientific facts against miracles, and news on clerical abuses. AI analyzes Catholic language and generates instant counterarguments. Safe Abortion uses blockchain to connect German clinics with Polish patients. Anonymous cryptocurrency funding and VPN for secure communication. The network saved 15,000 women since 2020. Pagan Detector identifies radical Rodnovery groups via photo analysis, axes, runes, and ritual geolocation. The app alerts authorities to paramilitary trainings disguised as historical reconstructions. Number 27. The price of freedom. Resistance costs blood. The secular struggle cost 3 deaths in clashes with religious extremists since 2020. Paweł Adamowicz, Gdansk mayor, assassinated in 2019 by an extremist shouting, "God, honor, homeland," while stabbing his heart. Secular martyrdom inspired millions. Imprisoned feminists face priests preaching against them during trials. Persecuted hackers operate from digital exile. Threatened secular youth by religious families create alternative communities in Berlin and London. Poland invests €500 million annually in security to protect activists defending basic rights. Freedom costs dear, but theocracy costs the national soul. Final reflection, between pierogi and guillotine. Poland sells the world images of hot pierogis, romantic castles, and Saint Pope. But behind this tourist facade, we discover 449 clerics abusing 526 children while bishops transfer predators. Pagans burning Bibles and Catholic nationalists creating LGBT-free zones. Clandestine mosques radicalizing youth in a 99% Christian country. Algorithms manufacturing ideological soldiers for spiritual reconquest. The crack is not just in Wawel's stained glass. It divides the Polish soul between nationalist theocracy and European democracy. Between feminists breaking crosses and Jesuits breaking children. How much does freedom cost when fanatics promise paradise through racial purity or clerical dogmas? Poland's answer began with black women occupying churches. Continued with hackers exposing episcopal files. Consolidated with secular youth trading rosaries for science. And you? Would you support feminists breaking cathedrals stained glass to save women from clandestine abortion? Use an app detecting pedophile priests by geolocation? Raise children without religion in a 90% Catholic country? Comment from which city you're watching, share the script, and help decide. Will the future be nationalist theocracy or secular democracy? Because Poland proves that when clerics abuse children and nationalists burn books, not just freedom dies the very possibility of human society. Like, subscribe, hit the bell. Next trip we'll dive into dark cellars of another country where tradition and terror go hand in hand.